tagging along in the Paper Mario 1000-Year Door Run. Now, we do have some upcoming incentives that are important, including name the party members, name the main character, and name the town in Tecmo Secret of the Stars. Right now, naming the party members, Wump is winning at $105. Ever HT, in reference to Ever Hate, is in second at $75. Thank you, Raelcun. We have Anime at $50, Bad Bad at $40, B exclamation point $21, and Rue Cry at $10. We have naming the main character, and right now we have Catboo at $130 and B exclamation point at $111. We also have the Name the Town incentive for Tecmo Secret of the Stars. Right now, Canada is winning at $81. Hydlide is in second at $25, and B exclamation point is in third at $23. We also have the Blindfold S-Star menu for Final Fantasy VIII. It's currently at $651 out of $750. Now, if you want to check out the incentives and the prizes for this marathon, you can go to rpglimitbreak.com, and there will be links to both the donation tracker and the prizes. And speaking of prizes, we have a grand prize of a Nintendo Switch with Disgaea 5 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's a very nice prize. It's a $75 bid, but you can actually bid throughout the marathon, and it's cumulative. So you don't have to do it all in one shot. And we have two prizes for this block. We have the Chaos Dunk Pillowcase from Skull Kitty at $10 in one bid, and This Book Be Bad Translation Video Games from Fan Gamer for any bid that's $5 or above. We have $50 from an anonymous donor. Thanks to RPG Limit Break for this event to raise money for Nami. Donation is Raelcun's choice. Good luck with your run, Railmom. Now, for those of you who just joined us from Barkley, this is not a Chaos Dunk Simulation Marathon, but it is actually RPG Limit Break 2018. And it's coming from you from Salt Lake City, Utah. We are raising money for NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, a charity formed in 1979 as a grassroots advocacy organization by a group of parents whose children suffered from serious mental illnesses. And now we have West of Loathing with Raelcun.
So since this is such a short game, we only really wanted one donation incentive, so there's only one name we can use to follow up the last game. So we'll be playing as Charles Barkley in West of Loathing. I'm ready to go when you guys are.
I have one question.
Yes?
Is that name canon?
Yes.
Thank you.
It is tonight.
Right, so I'm ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Awesome.
All right, so Silly Walking made it in, so we're also going to turn on colorblind mode.
Wait,
hang
on. I'm going to stop you right there. I thought this game was black and white. Why is there a colorblind mode?
Because you never know. So we are leaving our farm to seek our fortune, fame, or whatever, but we're not choosing because we skipped talking to our brother. Also, I selected the wrong horse. We're really good at this. Hang on.
Remember, adjust the horse speed, by the way.
Yeah. It should be up all the way.
Okay, can we reset the timer then?
No, you don't need to reset it. It's fine.
It's not up all the way.
Yeah, there we go. Horse speed to 300. So we're going to leave and visit the city. And on our way, we're going to find out about there's an evil necromancer who is trying to revive the army of cows that attacked several hundred years ago. That's just the story of this game. So we're going to pick Doc Alice, the dark horse. We need to speak Goblin Tongue, and we need to be ruthless in order to... that was the wrong button. Okay, so in order to get everything that we need. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the merchant and sell everything we have except for the crowbar. That's not particularly for money. It's because we need to... words are hard. When the inventory is empty and you pick up an item, it'll automatically equip it. So what we're going to be doing here is at the end of the game... At the end of the game, there is going to be a man claiming to be the Emperor of Earth and is upset because he can't find his crown. So in order to skip the final dungeon, we can give him a crown. There's several different ways to get a crown. One is by defeating the Necromancer and several other side quests you can do that all give crowns. Instead, we need 5,000 meat because meat is the currency in this game.
Why?
Because.
Because it's west of Loathing.
Okay.
And we also need to go buy a little bit more dynamite here because we didn't get lucky on finding some. So we'll buy 3 dynamite. We're going to head up to... We need to wander because we need to find the Silversmiths House. And this is completely RNG.
What's the longest you've actually had to spend waiting to find this? I don't know. What did you say it was?
The Silversmiths House.
There we go.
We're going to pick up an extra needle for safety because if we get unlucky, we might be 1 needle short. And we're still just looking for the Silversmiths House.
This isn't typical, except in a marathon.
Yeah.
The Dave Yard.
Yes.
They're all Daves.
The Shaggy Dog Cave over there is a long series of lore on the wall that winds up being just a long, pointless story because this is Shaggy Dog's story. It's great like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade our Hornswoggling and put our Moxie to 4. Because then with... we need to drink the wine, that's why. With the wine we picked up in the Spider Cave, it gives us 5 Moxie. We're going to learn about lockpicking. And we're short on Moxie. Why are we short on Moxie? It's fine, we can just do that to get it. Now we're going to go to the railroad camp, because in order to get to the end of the game, we need to help them finish the railroad. But when we get to the railroad, they're very upset because there's some rocks in the way. They don't have any dynamite to clear it out, so the owner of the railroad is really frustrated, and he just gives us the railroad.
Oh, yeah.
And his assistant over there, who's been helping him through all of his incompetence, isn't very pleased about him having the railroad given away. But he's just going to put up with it and help us out with clearing out the tracks. So we need to go in here to learn bird calls. And then we need to find out that there's a key in the desk here. Find the key in the desk to open up the cave. Then we're going to go in here. There's a play in progress. We're going to watch from backstage to learn the plot. And we're going to break into a cafe and learn that somebody's supposed to be on shift, but they're not there. So this guy, we're going to spoil the ending of the play, and he's going to run away sad. We're going to make a bird call for this guy, and he's going to run away to chase it. And then we're going to remind this guy that he's supposed to be on shift at the cafe to skip all 3 of those fights.
Yeah, I was about to ask. All that stuff I'm sure was important, and then it's all right there in that cave.
Yep. So then we're going to spend 5,000 meat to silver plate our turnip, and for some reason that counts as a turnip crown. So we're going to use that later on. But right now, we need to go back over here to the railroad because we have the dynamite for them, but there's going to be a big rock golem fight. We're not really equipped to fight it, so we upgraded our Hornswoggling to level 3, and we're just going to convince them to go away.
Yeah.
So this game is based on the old browser game of Kingdom of Loathing, which has a very similar sense of humor. It's the precursor to a lot of the current mobile games where you have energy and you have to spend that energy in order to do anything. It's still up if you're curious. It's a very strange game with a very particular sense of humor is what we will say. So what we're going to do is we need to look in the spittoon, pull out a gun, and then the spittoon was so hot that we got heat resistance by pulling it out.
That makes perfect sense.
Because we need to get heat resistance. So
We
we're going
also
to go to
get cold resistance.
So we're coming up on the next split path of the game where the next thing that the railroad is going to run into is that they need to finish building a bridge because it's not done. It was supposed to be done. And there's multiple ways of finishing to build the bridge. what we're going to do is we're going to go to the town of Breadwood. These guys don't like us, and they want to get in our way, so we just throw dynamite at them because we're ruthless. And that skips that entire battle. So when we go to Breadwood, the mayor's like, yeah, we can give you some wood, but we've got a lot of problems, so you need to help us out with some of them. So we need to do 5 of the 7 tasks, which is what we've already been working towards. So that's 1. And the only way to accept them is to just mash through all this. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we talked to him an extra time on accident. So now we've already found the grain for the bread. So we're going to have to give that to the baker boys because we'll explain that when we get there. But now the overdue library book is at the ranch here. And we've got some angry cows in the way. But the dynamite are a combat item that does 20 damage, but it doesn't consume your turn. So we're just going to throw lots of dynamite at the cows.
This went pretty well. They were 2 of them were 40 or under, and the other one was just over.
Yeah, it's good luck when you get them to be 40 or under, because then it only takes 2 dynamite. But the health values of enemies are random in this game. And we needed to make sure we had at least 6 for this fight, because he can have a lot of HP. But we've got 8 left over, so we're more than fine. Why won't it let me throw the dynamite? Click. There we go. We somehow selected an empty square, so it didn't want to let us throw dynamite at nothing. So we found the overdue library book. It's mostly burned, but that's fine. And the yeast golem, we killed him and took half a ton of yeast. So we have the yeast for town. The military caretaker of the funeral is missing, so we come in here and find a flyer for military reenactments. So we're going to have to go down there and check him out. And now we're going to go to the Baker Boys' hideouts, and they tell us that they spent all of their money buying the bakery, so they don't have enough money to start baking bread. So we give them our infinite supply of grain that we found at the ranch. Don't question it. And now we're going to go to the soup stock load, where they mine soup. And we need to level up our...
Did you just say mine soup?
Yes,
Yes.
mine soup. But the elevator is broken, so we need to get a wrench to fix the elevator. This is what you donated for. Stupid walking. And the puzzle here is the same every time, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I admit, did it wrong. Okay, well, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's the elevator every time. Now, the reason why we need the heat resistance is that down at the bottom floor, there's just, we're getting close to the lower layers of soup, and it's really hot. So there's a lot of heat coming up through the floor because of all the soup below us, and we need heat resistance to be able to get to this last bit of soup. The one thing that we didn't really mention is that we picked the dark horse at the beginning because all the horses have a special effect. And the dark horse lets you run away from what are normally unskippable random encounters. So we come to the fort and we found out that instead of military enactments, he's playing tabletop war games of the war. And we just convinced him that he needs to go home. So now we tell the mayor that we did everything he wanted us to do. He gives us some wood so we can finish building the bridge. We go back to the railroad camp and we are almost done. So now we're just going to make our way over to the assistant, who totally should be owning the railroad and not us. But hey, we're going to give him all the wood that he needs, and they're going to build the railroad over to Frisco. And that's where we're going to find the grumpy old man who demands that somebody stole his crown, and he won't let us pass unless we give it to him. So we give him the silver turnip. He seems fine with it. And then we go to the final cutscene, and that is the end. So then it shows us where all the side quests that we did. Spoiler alert, we didn't do any of them. And then the huge army of cows charged in on the town, but at the last moment, a bunch of rodeo clowns came in and slayed all of them. And even though everything seemed like it was okay, the townsfolk had nightmares because it was so bloody. And that's the end of the game.
Sweet.
So that was 9 minutes. It's pretty good.
Good job, Charles.
That's West of Loathing. And one more round of applause for Charles Barkley.
Yay, Barkley! Honestly, I played a little bit of this game. It's a blast. You should all go try it, okay?
It's very cheap. It's actually a very good game with a lot of content. You can spend easily 10, 20 hours playing it with all the side content.
And everything's just really well written, really funny. The speedrun skipped most of it, but all of it, sorry, to be specific. But just from the writing alone, it's worth the buy.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Might be, I would say, easily the funniest game that's come out this year.
But thanks, everybody.
I don't even know what's coming out in the future. Doesn't matter.
All right, see y'all. Thank you.
And we have have some new donations that came in. We have $50 from an anonymous donor. Thanks to RPG Limit Break for this event to raise money for NAMI. $40 donation from an anonymous donor. I had to donate in recognition of a fantastic run of a fantastic game and to help the best possible character name get into the Secret of Stars run. Speaking of Secret of Stars, let's see how that bid is going because we only have 2 more runs until Secret of the Stars happens. For Name the Party members, doesn't seem like it's changed, but for those who want to know what the first 3 choices are, it's Wump, Bad Bad, and Ever Hate, or Ever HT. And since the top 4 names are used, it's worth noting that the 4th name is Anime. For Name the Main Character, we have Cat Boo at $130 and B exclamation point at $111. For naming the town, Canada is in the lead at $81 and Hydlide is in second at $25. Remember, if you want to get in your bids for the party members, the main character, and naming the town, you only have 2 games left to do so. We have $11 from Invario. An $11 donation. It's ridiculous. It's not even funny. For this 11-minute run. It's ridiculous. It's not even funny. For this $11 game. It's ridiculous. It's not even funny. Good luck, Raelcun. Donation goes to Raelcun's choice. Now, here at RPG Limit Break, we are here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, whose work is